Hello and welcome, my name is Kyle FtW and welcome to another Call of Duty 2020 video. I made a video on Saturday talking about where is all the Call of Duty news and information, and literally 2 days after I make that video, we get some new information from the gaming revolution talking about Call of Duty 2020 and the deal with that game and everything of that nature. Obviously, this is a rumor because it's coming from the gaming revolution, not an actual source, so not Activision, not Treyarch, not anybody like that, but it is coming from the gaming revolution, so we're going to talk about all of that here in this video. We're going to read the article, talk about that, and then that's going to do it for the video. The gameplay in the background is, I'm pretty sure, going to be an Anaya Incursion gameplay with Cranked, which was a lot of fun. I had a great time with that video. And then if we go over, there'll be some Piccadilly Drop Zone after that. So anyways, let's go ahead and not waste any more time and jump right into this. So the article here says, rumor, Call of Duty 2020 connected to the Black Ops universe but will have a new name. A new rumor from the gaming revolution claims that the 2020 Call of Duty game will not actually be a Black Ops game anymore, even if many rumors have suggested that over the last year. The new game, posted by the gaming revolution, has stated that the game will encompass the Cold War era and possible touch on the Vietnam War. The game will be tied into the Black Ops universe in some ways, but the game's official title itself will not be Black Ops or Black Ops 5. Some of the information presented in the video lines up with some of what Charlie Intel has heard about the upcoming 2020 title, which is being developed by Treyarch with support from Sledgehammer Games and Raven Software. There were rumors floating around for a while that the title may be Call of Duty Black Ops 5 or a reboot of the Black Ops series, simply called Black Ops. But that has changed in the recent months, according to the video. The new title, which Kotaku first reported back in May 2019 that Treyarch would take over development, is set to release this fall. There has no information from Activision if the company plans to delay the game because of COVID-19. The 2020 Call of Duty title is also expected to be a cross-generation title, launching on PS4, Xbox One, and PC alongside being launch titles for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Activision has not officially announced any details on the Call of Duty 2020 game. We are getting closer to May, which is usually the month Activision announces the newest Call of Duty title. Stay tuned to the latest news on the 2020 Call of Duty game. So we just got a ton of information from that article. And I mean a lot of information. We may not have gotten any official information about what the game is going to be called, where it takes place, or anything like that. But we do have a potential release date. We also have the consoles that it's going to be on, and we also have a name as well as the era where the game is going to take place. So let's go ahead and break this article down to the best that I can. So, obviously, as you guys know, the gaming revolution throughout for probably the past 2 Call of Duty games has been basically the leaker in the Call of Duty franchise. He, leaked a ton of things with Call of Duty Modern Warfare last year, and he's leaked a ton of things with Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and he's also leaked a ton of things about Call of Duty 2020, which appears to be a totally different game, in general. It's not even going to be called Black Ops according to this article, which is very, very interesting, but I trust what the gaming revolution says. Even though he's not always correct, I don't think anybody can always be correct when they're trying to leak information. Whether or not he has somebody within Call of Duty who tells him these things, or he just knows stuff by, tweets and stuff like that, I have no idea. But he must have somebody within Call of Duty, and Activision, or Treyarch, or Infinity Ward, someone within the Call of Duty company knows and talks to the gaming revolution about all these leaks and information so that it can be out into the public. Even though none of this stuff is confirmed, we have a very good idea that some or all of this stuff will come true. Of course, things are always subject to change and no one can be right all the time. I mean, for example, when you're developing a game, you can you can do stuff, but then it changes before launch. I mean, there's so many changes that come from the beta to the actual full release of the game that it doesn't necessarily mean 100% that this game is not going to be called Black Ops 5, but the possibility of that being the case is very, very high. Also, the setting, Vietnam and the Cold War, very, very high chances that that's going to be the setting of the game, but again, that could change. We don't know, because we haven't had any word from Activision or Treyarch about this. But as I said, we are getting very, very close to May. We're 10 days away from May, which means that I promise that in the next couple of weeks, we will either have a name of the game, or we will have an official teaser that will show us when the game will be released. Now, when it says the game will be tied into the Black Ops universe in some ways, but the game's official title itself will not be Black Ops or Black Ops 5, this raises a lot of questions. So how are they going to tie a game into the Black Ops franchise that is not Black Ops 5? It just doesn't make much sense to me that they would do this, especially because Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 1 through Black Ops 3 kind of had a story tied together a little bit, but obviously Black Ops 3 had one mention of Menendez throughout the entire campaign, and Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 were basically the story of the Masons, quote unquote. So for them to have a game that takes place in the Cold War and that takes place in the Black Ops universe in some ways raises a lot of questions for me personally. But I feel like this could be a reboot of Black Ops 1, but just with a different title. So I'm kind of intrigued / interested what they're going to call the game. Call of Duty Vietnam, which is on the Gaming Revolution's thumbnail, I don't think they're going to call a game that. That's pretty not creative. I mean, they called this year's Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but Call of Duty Vietnam wouldn't make sense, especially because the article definitely mentions that the game will only take place in a little bit of Vietnam and take place mostly in the Cold War. And obviously the Cold War is between the United States and Russia, and it's not really. It is during the Vietnam War at some points, but for the most part, it doesn't have anything to do with the Vietnam War, according to this article, which is very, very interesting. So now we can go ahead and talk about a few more things here, and it says that there are rumors floating around for a while that the game will be called Call of Duty Black Ops 5, or a reboot of the Black Ops series, but I guess that is not going to be the case anymore, even though I just said it might be. According to this article, that is not the case, and the thing that I was speculating about in my previous Call of Duty 2020 video was that the new title, which Kotaku first reported on in May 2019, is that Treyarch would take over development, and it is set to release this fall. There has been no information from Activision if the company plans to delay the game because of COVID-19. So I said in my previous video that that the possibility of them delaying it is pretty good, but it seems here that they're not going to be delaying this game, that it is going to come out this fall. Of course, who knows what will happen with this thing. I think everybody has questions about how this is going to affect the world, affect Call of Duty, affect anything pretty much. So I'm not really sure exactly what's going to happen, but as of right now, you can expect this game to come out this fall, which is really, really exciting, which therefore means that we will be getting a reveal of the game either in May or early June. Just depends on how development goes and everything like that. Again, I will keep you guys updated with absolutely everything here on the channel. The second we get a teaser, I will be making a video on that, so just stay tuned to the channel for that as well. And finally, it says the Call of Duty 2020 title is going to be a cross-generation title launching on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, alongside the launch titles for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. We of course could have assumed this already. PlayStation 5 and the Xbox X are going to be releasing this Christmas, which is very, very cool. So I'm very excited for that. Again, I'm very worried about how this game is going to turn out, because besides the fact that they are developing a game in just a couple of years, and they have to port it to next-gen consoles, and we have the virus going on, I don't know. This could be a very ugly launch for Call of Duty, but we're just going to have to see. I hope that it is a very good launch, and we'll just have to see. And then the final paragraph here says, Activision has not officially announced any details on the 2020 Call of Duty game. We are getting closer to May, which is usually the month Activision announces the newest Call of Duty title. Normally, actually, the game is revealed by now. We know what the title is. We know when we're going to be expecting a reveal of the game. And May is when we actually see the game, we actually get the trailer and know what to expect, which will, of course, lead up to E3. But this is a very different year. We have no E3. We have been very delayed on, news and information. But May is going to be that month where we get official information. I definitely guarantee it. or maybe even in the next 2 weeks we'll get some information. But again, I will keep you guys updated here on the channel if we get any new information. I wasn't sure if I was going to make this video, but this is very exciting, and we do have some news, which is really, really cool. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are about Call of Duty potential, you know, to potentially take place in the Vietnam era as well as the Cold War era. Personally, I'm very, very excited for this. I'm very curious about what they're going to do with the story. If it's going to take place in the Black Ops universe, I guess we can expect some characters from the Black Ops universe. But I'm personally looking forward to this. I love Treyarch Call of Duty games. There has not been one bad Treyarch Call of Duty game. People don't like Black Ops 4, but I think Black Ops 4 is a fantastic Call of Duty game, and I'm overall very, very excited to see what they have for us for Call of Duty 2020. Again, let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section. And if you guys missed my previous video from today, it was an SKS gameplay, which was a lot of fun. But anyway, guys, leave a like, guys, and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys all in another Call of Duty video very, very soon.